Hello, I'd like to show you how Eddy works, like what are the different parts of it and how they all connect together. So Eddy is basically, here's the most important part of it, right? Like the lung, here is where Eddy gets air in. But the trick is this here. This is the inhalation valve and this is the exhalation valve. So these are basically just valves that are either open or closed. Like it's closed now. Now it's open as it's inhaling, and as the balloon deflates, that one's open. Okay, so this one opens and then closes, and this one opens and closes. This one is the oxygen valve. So to simulate an actual hospital environment where you actually have an oxygen inlet valve, this is where Eddy would get the oxygen in, but it's to ignore in this part. This is air. This is just air from the room that's pressurized at 4 bar. So to simulate a hospital condition, because in a hospital you got 4 bar pressure from the wall. So this is the pressure reducer that does that. This is a flow regulator. So the flow regulator regulates the flow, so we can know how much air Eddy is getting in a given amount of time. It's very important. And so all these valves here, 1, 2, 3, are connected to the relay board. So the relay board, what it does, it basically opens the valves, because the valves are connected to this power supply. They're all connected to 12 volt power supply. All right, here. And so the relay board is giving them the signal to open or close. But the signal comes to the relay board from the Arduino. So this is an Arduino or a Heltec wireless stick, which is basically just telling the relay board, okay, now this or this or this or this valve should be open. This over here is just a pressure sensor, and it's sensing the pressure outside, while over here there's another pressure sensor, like the same one is in here, except it's in Eddy's lungs, so you can always have a comparison of what's the pressure inside versus outside. These are like just small little chips here. Costs €5. Yeah, by the way, so this costs €5. This costs 15. A valve like this is about €25. And the balloon is probably, 3 times nothing. Over here is an Arduino, a Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi 4. I paid the display €35. I had just received the big one, the 10 inch display that costs €100. This one costs 35. And underneath here is the Raspberry Pi. This is just like a computer, basically, with the USB ports and a power supply. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it, plus cables, plus random stuff. Just picked up from like a random LED thing. This is the Raspberry Pi supply, the power supply, and this is the 12 volt power supply. So these two is all you need to run this system. And I connected this to a UPS. A UPS is an uninterrupted power supply. This makes sure that even if there's no power, even if you're not connected to the grid because there's like a power outage, the system keeps going. So let's disconnect this. Okay, so this is how it's connected to the mains. If we just take this out, then the UPS is sensing that there's no more current coming in, but the thing still keeps working. There's power to the valves, and there's power to the Raspberry Pi. And I tested it. It lasts about 3 hours because the power consumption is like ridiculously low for this thing. It consumes maybe 10 watts, and this over here maybe 25 watts peak, so usually like 10 watts. So yeah, it's a really easy thing. Pressure sensor, Arduino, relay board, couple of valves, couple of tubes, a balloon, a Raspberry Pi, and a display, a touchscreen display. And yeah, this thing over here was €42 to buy. Yeah, all right. So hope you all out there find this cool, and maybe you build your own, because it's really easy. It took us only 3 weeks. All right, chill and fuck COVID.